Welcome to the Heart of a Viking. This channel offers elementary art lessons taught by Mrs. Minto from the Cape Henlopen School District in Delaware. I look forward to virtually creating with you. There are new lessons posted weekly. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss a single one. So go grab your art supplies and your thinking caps and let's begin. Alright, fantastic artists, let's begin. So we have our dry painting from last time. You might notice that in the winter picture, the cold one, your salt is still in the paint. So what I'm doing right now is I'm gently rubbing it with my hand to knock the salt free, and then I'm walking over to the trash can. You can't see me, but I am, and I am rubbing the salt into the trash can. The salt is not part of the art. We just needed it to make those awesome crystals. So we'll knock that into the trash and then we'll come back and get ready for the next part. Okay, now that we're back, we need a pair of scissors. I have two options here in the art room, but if you don't, that's okay. Use whatever you have. One of my options is the regular straight scissors, and the second option is something called a shaper scissor or an edger. And I'm going to use them because they make the edges where you're cutting look lumpy or zigzag or bumpy or like lightning bolts. There's lots of different choices. So I'm using this to cut my 4 paintings apart. And when I do, I want to also trim all of these straight edges so that all of my edges are patterned like my 2 that were in the center there. In addition, if you notice on this yellow one, I have a blue line. I want to cut that off as well. Even if you're using your straight scissors at home, you can cut off the extra crayon lines, or where if a color leaked into another painting, you can trim all that off. We want these to look like 4 beautiful individual paintings. Then we'll do something with them in just a second. Okay, so now if you have a colored paper for the background or even just another white paper, we're going to start setting out our 4 individual paintings and determining which way they look best. Does it look best with the 2 that have yellow at the top? Does it look best with the 2 that have blue at the top? So kind of move them around and play with them and figure out where they look the best. And then once you find a good setup, you're going to put some glue on the back and glue these all down. Wow, isn't this looking good? Okay, don't forget to turn it over and press it from the back so that everything is nice and flat, giving it equal amounts of pressure on all 4 of your glued paintings. And then when you're done, flip it back over and just double check the corners. Make sure that nothing is trying to peel off. This is our opportunity to make sure that everything is glued nice and flat. Okay, so now we're going to start working on some of the details that go into each of the spaces. For the rainy picture, you need a white sheet of paper. I have a small white sheet of paper here, and I'm going to start by folding it a few times so that I can use double cutting to get myself a few raindrops that are all the same. So I'm folding my paper a couple of times, and then I'm going to draw a raindrop shape. My raindrop shape is going to be a pointy top, like a half of a triangle, and a rounded bottom, like a big smile or a letter U at the bottom. And then I will round those together, cut that out, and I'll have myself a raindrop. I'm going to draw a second one right here at the top, and I'm going to cut through all the layers of my paper so that I can create more than one raindrop at a time. Okay, so now I'm going to bring my painting back in, grab my little raindrops I just made, and I'm going to be gluing them right on top of those white circles that I drew originally. Now, I'm going to put a little glue right in the middle of one of the circles, take the rounded part of my little raindrop here and stick it into that glue. I'm going to leave the pointy part of the raindrop sticking up as if it literally just fell from the sky and is just about to land in that puddle. This actually ends up being my favorite of all 4 of the little paintings here, and I just love the way the raindrops look, like they're falling right into those puddles, making those ripples. It's awesome. So make sure you leave the pointy part sticking up so you can get that same effect as me. And if you made too many raindrops, you can just recycle the rest. Okay, so now our picture is done for today. We're going to let all of this dry and set, and then when we return next week, we're adding a warm sun to the yellow space, some wind to the sunset space, and some snowflakes to the bluish, purplish, wintry looking space. All right, well, I can't wait to see you back here next time. Put this in a safe spot. Don't forget about it. Don't lose it. And I'll see you back here next time at the Heart of a Viking.